The Bibb County election supervisor says 2 disqualified candidates for sheriff are not on the ballot. Hello and thanks for joining us. I'm Frank Malloy.
And I'm Lori Johnson. 2 weeks ago, the Bibb County Board of Elections voted to disqualify Ron Rogers and Marshall Hughes after they found the 2 didn't get fingerprinted by the deadline. Now, as they wait to see if a judge will let them run, Anthony Montalto explains what could happen if they're reinstated.
Right now, there are a few things we know about the Bibb County Sheriff race. We know Ron Rogers and Marshall Hughes have been disqualified and won't appear on the ballot, but we also know that they've appealed that decision to Bibb County Superior Court, and those 2 certainties are leading to a lot of uncertainty as early voting looms next week.
Starts Monday, 8:30.
The Bibb Elections Office busy preparing for a rush of early voters. The clock ticking at Bibb County Superior Court for Ron Rogers and Marshall Hughes to be in the running for sheriff.
Hearing for their qualification happened before the ballots were finalized.
You won't find them on the ballot in Bibb County Monday.
It's just the 4 of the original 6 that are on there.
And with less than 4 days to early voting and no hearing date set yet, there's no path to the 2 getting back on the ballot ahead of Monday.
We've already sent out a good number of the absentee ballots, and the ones locally and the overseas ones, and so I'm not sure how that gets rectified.
Election Supervisor Tom Gillen says if they get reinstated, he'll reach out to the Secretary of State's office for guidance.
I suspect the Secretary of State's office has dealt with something like this before, and so there'll be some precedent for it.
Now, this whole appeal thing has happened a couple times before. In the hearing with the Board of Elections earlier this month, lawyers for both candidates pointed to a Muskogee County case in 2016 where a judge ruled getting the paperwork done was the important part, not the time frame. In Macon, Anthony Montalto, 13 WMAZ News.
State Elections Board says tomorrow is the deadline to appeal, and they directed us to the board chairman to ask about the appeal hearing deadline. So far, we've not heard from him.
We also reached out to both candidates. Marshall Hughes' attorney sent us a statement reading, quote, "Mr. Hughes will continue to fight to be on the ballot and give voters a choice because he met the qualifications to serve as sheriff." Meanwhile, the race for sheriff in Houston County is partisan. That means there are 4 Republicans vying for 1 spot. And there's 1 Democrat running unopposed. He's Arthur Harris, and in November, he'll face the winner of the Republican race. So if you want to choose among Jimmy Dunn, Will Kendall, Matt Moulton, or Slade Simmons, you'll need to select the Republican ballot.
Remember, early voting begins Monday for a long list of Central Georgia races. You won't vote at your assigned polling place until Election Day. Usually there are a handful of options for voters during the early voting period. You can contact your local Board of Elections office to find out where you can vote early. You can also check your voter status and view a sample ballot online on the Secretary of State's My Voter page. You'll also need a photo ID when you're voting in person or absentee.